I visited the bear box, and it wasn't what I thought it would be. See, I live in a small town in Canada, and in our uptown district, we have a small little hipster area that's great for bar hopping. It must have been about 5 years ago that the bear box popped up out of nowhere. You might assume that a place called the Bear Box is a gay bar. That was certainly the assumption of the homophobic city council that tried to get it shut down. But I should clarify 2 things. 1, the city council denies that the Bear Box is even a gay bar. And also, the Bear Box isn't open to the public. Yeah, it's not open. It's a non-discrete gray cube on the outside with blacked out doors. Next to the door is a keypad and, of course, a sign above the doors reading the, uncapitalized, capital B, bear, capital B, box. That's all I knew about the Bear Box before I got in. I'd never seen anyone else get in. Perhaps I'd drunkenly ring the keypad if I was bar hopping, but it didn't have an intercom, just a number pad, so I never did that. Then, I got a business card in the mail. On one side was a little cartoon bear face and a box, a vertical design, the bear face on top, the box on the bottom. The other side had a date, a time, and a 4-digit number handwritten. I knew what it was for, but obviously, I'd want confirmation that it was a gay bar, not some sort of gay bathhouse or all-male hairy Czech glory hole hunt. You know what I'm talking about. So, I looked for information or a website. What I found was alarming. No one knew what was inside, and theories ranged from Hillary tunnels to a house for working men to a death trap for big bears. On paper, it was registered as a film company, so perhaps it was a place where adult films were shot? But what's obviously not okay is the connection between a vocal critic on the city council and his drunken car crash. A journalist also published information about someone pushing this homophobic city council narrative. Now, I'm a curious bear, and, dangerous or not, I wanted answers. Foolish or not, I wanted answers. So when I arrived, a thin, tall, hairless gentleman in a bear mask wanted me down. Finding nothing but taking my phone, he escorted me down the hall and into a room with cartoon bear faces and hearts printed on the wall. The room was completely nondescript. I was just in a red room, alone. Things started to become clear. My now cowardly heart was looking back with disgust at my brave heart that got me into this plain room. A literal red room. I messed up. I wanted to be an amateur journalist. I could have really gotten hurt, and now I know for a fact how insanely dangerous this was. After my panic subsided some, I started reacting to my situation. I felt the walls. The ceiling and the floor were both very solid gray, and there were no visible places for cameras, but running my hand slowly along the wall, I found parts that were fragile. I pressed ever so gently and formed a little hole. Poking further in, I opened up the other side. On the other side of this wall was another room. It was similar to mine, but the walls had bears and clubs rather than bears and hearts. A man was escorted into the room, just as I was. He was probably gay, that's what my gaydar said, but he wasn't a bear in the strictest definition. Still, that term is a loose one, a loose term for a loose demographic. I visited another wall and made another small hole. there was a similar room with a man already inside. Again, fabulous, but not a bear. Right then, there was a giant ripping sound, and I rushed over to the other hole, where I heard loud screams coming from. A grizzly bear burst through the wall in the room, coming from the room catacorner to mine. Inside that room, I spotted a camera from the hole the bear made. I thought and ran quickly and burst through the wall with the second hole that I made and grabbed that twink's wrist like it was the last ding-dong in the apocalypse. We threw our weight into that last wall and threw our weight into the door the bear came in from. The other man broke his left arm in the process. All the while, we could hear the bear mauling the last remaining guy. We rushed out of the back room and ran for a while. We ran and eventually hid at a Taco Bell and called 911. The police arrived at the Taco Bell, and the long and short of the situation was, they told us that we shouldn't have gone to the bear box. I mean, they knew, but they implied that there was nothing that they could do. That's the bear box. I'll stick to the safety of Grindr from now on.